Hey there, so welcome to my stream. I'm going to post this to Twitter X real quick, so hold on one moment. And also, just if you're watching this video after the fact, and just know that this is a live stream, it's not all edited, and I will have actual videos of a lot of these mice, so this is just a rough uh, cut of this live stream. So if you're watching it after the fact, that's what it is. I've had a lot of people complain about having to jump around, but again, this is just for the people that missed the live stream. And hold on one moment while I go ahead and post this to Twitter to get a few more people in here, and then we'll go ahead and get started. We've got a lot of mice to take a look at, and some interesting ones here. And let's see, copy that, copy link address. Hold on one more, almost done. And apologize. All right. Yeah, okay, so in this video, I've got a couple that I haven't unboxed yet, a couple that I've already unboxed, like this is the Drunkdeer X1 Titanium mouse, and then the Phylina S450, and this is an updated version. It has a bigger skate on the front and also has 4K now. And this is the MetaPanda, which is kind of like a Razer Death Adder V3 Mini, but it is only 1K. But it's got a very nice coating. It's a good mouse. We'll talk more about that here in a minute. And this is basically the third version, I guess, of the M3, and this is the M3 Pro, and this is definitely the best of the three, and we'll go over that too. And then we have the BeastX Mini, which I've already done an unboxing of this one right here. This is just the orange version that's got a matte coating. In here I do have another one, and this is the black, and it's got a glossy coating, so we'll take a look at that too. And then we have the Aztec, which basically looks just like an updated version of the M600, which is just a different version of the Shark X3. And right here, this is the one I think most of you are probably interested in. This is the Shark X3 4K, and it actually does 8K wired. We'll take a look at that here in a minute. But first, we'll go ahead and talk about the Drunkdeer mouse. And unfortunately, they only made, I believe, like 20 units of the 1K and then the 4K. This is the 1K version. And for some reason, they decided not to go on with production. And I don't really know why. The only flaw I could really see is there's a decent amount of pre-travel on the side buttons, but that would not be hard to fix with production. But this is some sort of like, it's not completely titanium. You know, like I've used some titanium products when I was in the Air Force, and this feels more like some sort of like titanium mixture. It is definitely strong, and it's really cool having a metallic feeling mouse that's a solid shell. I'd actually like to see more of that. And it comes around, I think, 63 grams for this. And if you didn't get this, there is another version of this mouse that looks identical on AliExpress, which I also ordered, but I got the 4K version of that. I don't remember the name of it, but if you just search up titanium mouse on AliExpress, you can probably find it. That's actually on the way, and I'll be taking a look at that. Apparently, Drunkdeer is going a different direction with a totally different mouse, and yeah, well, I guess we'll see what that one is. I'm not sure why they didn't go with this one, but I actually kind of like this mouse a lot. It's got good clicks. Skates are okay, and it just feels like a slightly smaller GPX, and yeah, it's actually just a really good quality mouse. Uh, and then this is the Phylina S450, and it's not much different than the original. Hold on a second, I'll get the original. Back, yeah. So this is the original, and you can see the skates are much smaller. Even the bottom skates are a little bit smaller, and there's also these skates also are like shallower on the middle, and they just feel a lot nicer. The coating feels pretty much the same. Buttons feel pretty much the same, which are all really nice and good. The 4K version is like 1 gram heavier, but it feels pretty much the same. And like I said, this has a 4K dongle, which strangely enough looks just like um, the A5 Pro dongle. I'm not sure if they just share the same manufacturer, but somebody asked me if the A5 Pro dongle works with the S450. I'm not sure, but I may test that out and find out. Uh, anyways, I've been doing some testing with this, and it was already a good mouse, and it's still an even better mouse with 4K and better skates. The skates help a lot. Now, it is a little bit front heavy, so if you don't like that, that may bother you. But for me, I don't really notice it. And let's see, this is the new M3 Pro. There's 3 different versions of the M3, and this is the lightest of the bunch. I think this one gets down to, I think 54 grams, and it does support 4K, and it has some different skates too. The build quality is actually quite a bit better on this. The other models kind of creak a little, but yeah, this is like they finally got the mouse just right. So it is a bigger size mouse. So if you like a big size mouse, like the Air 58, then the M3 might be a good choice, and the Pro version is the best out of the three. And this is the MetaPanda, which is basically, like I said earlier, a mini Dave 3 or a smaller um, Model D. And it's got a really nice coating. The skates are, they're not bad, but they're not great. But you could definitely do dot skates on this if you don't like the skates. But I don't really have any problem with it. It does support Bluetooth. Um, Pretty good build quality. Weight wise, let's see. I can't remember. I weighed it the other day. Yeah, it's like 63 grams, I think. I still got the cover on it. It's like just under 64 grams. So it is a little bit heavier than some newer mice, but I think it's a good Argo, and it's under $40. So I actually kind of like the logo too, and hopefully maybe they'll come out with a 4K version, maybe reduce the weight. But overall, I've been enjoying this mouse. There's not a lot of nice budget ergonomic mice, but that one is a pretty good deal. And I bought another BeastX. Well, the first one was sent to me. the orange one right here. This is the BeastX Mini. And then I bought this one myself because I wasn't sure they were actually going to send me one, but they went ahead and did. And I'll probably do a giveaway on this one. But you can see it's very glossy, which the all the other ones, this is the black one's the only glossy one. This is matte and they feel completely different. It kind of feels like touching like the paint job on a car. It is pretty slick. So the sides though, you can really dig into the sides, or you can use the grips that come with it. So the only thing you might slide around on is the clicks. I know some people have had a few QC issues with some of these, but so far this one seems okay. And then this one has been having zero problems on it. And of course, it's got the kitty cat head dongle instead of that big cube of the mini. And I mean, of the from the medium has the cube. There's my medium. Also, zero issues, but I know some people are having some issues. I haven't tried to see if this one slam clicks, but this one definitely doesn't. Like I said, I actually just took this out of the box just for a second, but I actually haven't used it. I'll wait till after the live stream and I'll play around with it because I literally just got it. And the other two mice that we haven't looked at, I just got in today, which are probably the two most interesting mice. And we'll go ahead and look at the Aztec. This had some plastic wrap around it, but I took that off just so you didn't hear a bunch of crinkling. But other than that, that's I haven't messed with it. You can see this is a red mouse, and it might be hard to tell on the camera, but the side buttons are kind of a smoky clear plastic. Same with the bottom. And the funny thing is, they call this the Aztec, but this in my hands looks just like the M600, which I have over here. That's the M600, which is basically identical to the Attack Shark X3, by the way. I guess the top looks a little different. Side buttons are spaced a little bit differently. Weight wise, they feel very similar. Now, this mouse only supports 1K polling. Um, does have 4K. Maybe they'll have a pro version of this. I'm not sure why they changed the name. I thought maybe it might be a Maya, Lamzu Maya clone. And it actually is kind of similar, but not exactly. So it is a similar shape, but not exactly. So I would not call it a clone other than the Mayan Aztec, similar names. Someone's asking, F1 MOBA has a problem with the scroll wheel. It makes a sound when I move and rattle. Yes, that is a QC issue. And if you just bought that, then I would try and return it. You might be able to tighten it up, but once you open it up, you kind of void the warranty. Um, it depends on how much money you paid for it too. Or, I mean, to me, a the MOBA's that's like a $50 mouse, if I think so. Yeah, I'd probably take it back. Mine doesn't rattle, but I definitely have gotten a few mice that do rattle. Uh, to get back to the Aztec, let's just see what comes in the box. Just the standard braided cable. And unfortunately, you get no USB adapter, which kind of stinks. And as you can see, it's got a little compartment for the dongle. Again, it's only 1K. It weighs in 56 grams even. And then the M600, which is basically almost the same mouse, just slightly different, by the same company. 56.4, so just a hair more weight. But if you have uh, an M600, I probably wouldn't buy the Aztec unless you wanted to get the color red, which is it's a nice looking mouse. Don't get me wrong, and I like the clear accents. And it was only like $34, so um, build quality is really good. Yeah. Now, however, this shape, since it's like the M600, is going to be exactly like the X3 Attack Shark. And so this next mouse is pretty much the same price as this. So it's going to be hard to recommend this over the X3 Pro 4K. So let's take a look at that after I put this away real quick. And these are just real basic overviews, and I will do my best to try and do a video. The BeastX does come with grips. It does, yes, and they're actually really nice. I actually don't mind the sides because you can kind of because it's kind of small. It's a really small mouse, so I fingertip it. So I actually kind of like put my fingers in there to kind of hold it. But the grips are nice. So there's even grips for the main clicks, which you might need it for this one. If you got any other color, I don't think you'll need it on the matte versions. All right, so another plus with the Attack Shark X3 is you do get a USB dongle adapter, which the Aztec didn't have. And actually, let me leave this out so I can compare. I don't know why I put it away. Yeah, as I thought. All right, so this is the Attack Shark X3 4K. And it might be hard to tell on camera, but these are two different shades of red. And as you can see, there is an indicator light on the top of the X3, uh, which, if you look at the original X3, has also. Now, one of the problems I had with the X3 is the adhesive on the skates is just crap. I mean, this one fell off. I don't know where it went, and this one's just barely hanging on there. Most people just replaced them with dot skates, and I'm not sure if they use better skates for this. I'll go ahead and peel it off and take a look or closer look at the skates. And I believe there already is, because the X3 was a very popular mouse. I believe there is some third-party skates for it. Yeah, yeah. The skates definitely are slightly different, so I think they went with slightly better skates. I wouldn't say they're the best, but there should be some third-party options, and of course you can do dot skates. If I can get this door open. Now, the cool thing is as you can see, it's got a. Oh, jeez. Sorry, I was having a hard time focusing, but it has a nano receiver, and this is a 4K capable nano receiver. So it doesn't say it, but it's probably Neuralink, which is a very cool technology that's I've talked about in other mice. However, all the other mice kind of suck. That's that it's come with. So this is probably the first really good weight and shape size mouse that has Neuralink. So this is kind of the killer combination that I've been looking for. And Neuralink also uses far less battery and gives you better bandwidth performance. It's a far superior technology to the standard 2.4 gigahertz and Bluetooth. It's kind of like got the best of both worlds. You get um, faster speeds than the 2.4 gigahertz, and then you get the battery savings from Bluetooth. I think you get 3 times the battery savings. So your battery on these higher polling rates is going to be far less important as companies adopt Neuralink. Hold on one second. Sorry, my scale's being weird. All right, there we go. All right, so it's a 60 grams, which is quite a bit more than the original, which I think was somewhere around 49. 53. The I think the black one was more like 51. Now you can weight mod these and get them down quite a bit. I believe they put a bigger battery in the Pro version, but it is a very solid feeling mouse, quite a bit better feeling build quality wise than the original X3. Now, one of the things I'm definitely going to need to check out is the software and the firmware, because I know there was some firmware and software issues. Like on the software, I think you couldn't adjust the debounce time. But if you use the M600 uh, software, because it's basically the same mouse as the X3, you can make all those adjustments. And I think you can even use the firmware. I personally never had any sensor issues, but I know some people did. And I will definitely be testing this out because I think this will be a very popular mouse. And again, I think I paid like $36 for this, so you get a 4K mouse with a nano receiver, really good battery life, uh, improved skates, coating's not bad, and comes in a couple different colors. Uh, yeah, side buttons aren't bad. There's just a hair pre-travel, but even though it is Neuralink, it does support Bluetooth still. It seems kind of redundant to me though, but it's a good looking mouse. Anyways, these are all the different mice that I'm looking at right now. If anybody has any questions or wants another look at one of the mice, go ahead and put it in the chat, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you have, or go back over something maybe you missed in the live stream. Uh, I do have two more mice coming tomorrow. I have I believe it's the same Red Dragon. This is the G49 Pro, and I think this is the version for China, and I think there's this exact same mouse for the U.S. market, and it's got a different model number. Um, but the pictures were kind of hard to tell. But I'll definitely take a look at that mouse when it comes in tomorrow and compare it to this and see if there's any differences. But that one's also a pretty decent package where you get a 4K receiver already paired to a very lightweight mouse. This is like 48 or 49 grams. And it's a pretty decent mouse for like $35. And I also have one other mouse coming tomorrow. Oh, I have the in-game gear OP1 8K. I never thought I'd be trying another wired mouse, but I've heard it's really good, so I'll definitely be checking that out too. What are my thoughts on the BeastX Mini? Well, it is definitely for me. I have 19 by 10 centimeter hands, so this is definitely a fingertip mouse, and I aim really well with it. And so far, both the copies seem pretty solid, but uh, it is possible if you're not careful. I feel like you could break these. Um, but as far as like how it performs really well. Uh, I haven't had any sensor issues with this copy, which I put a lot of time into, and I'll definitely be putting a little bit of time into this one, which I'll probably end up giving away. But I want to make sure it works good before I give it away. And the only thing I can say is for me, my hands do cramp up a little bit after using it for about an hour. And then I'll just switch to another mouse to let my hands stop cramping. It's not the most comfortable mouse, but if you had really small hands, yeah, might be able to like relax, claw it. Or if you have tiny hands, I guess you could palm it. But for me, I can only fingertip it. The Drunkdeer mouse, well, they've told me it's not coming out. For some reason, they don't want to make the mouse. I really don't know why, because this is honestly a pretty solid mouse. It's got a good coating. The only thing is the side button's got a ton of pre-travel, like a lot. Some of the most I've ever seen. But fixing side buttons is not a difficult task. That could be something that they could easily fix before they sent this thing to mass production. I'm not sure why they didn't go this direction. My guess is because there is another company that's making what looks like this exact same mouse, which again, if you weren't here earlier, I do have that on order. And that mouse hopefully doesn't have the side button issues, but I'll check that out when I get here. But perhaps maybe there was some sort of disagreement or reason why they couldn't use the mouse and they didn't go to production, or I'm not sure why, but I like it a lot. Uh, I definitely think that there's a market for it, and um, over the last 3 days, this has been the mouse that I've probably used the most. So I'm definitely looking forward to the that other mouse. I keep forgetting the name of it. Um, I'll be and that I got the 4K version of that mouse. It's super solid too, and it's just like it's really cool having a metal feeling solid mouse with no holes other than on the bottom. But they are working on some other mouse, um, but no details on that. Um, but they did say that they would send that mouse to me whenever that comes out. So, but I have no idea. That could be a year from now. Who knows? Yeah, there's only 20 of the 1K and 20 of the 4K. So there's like 40 of these were made. That's it. So if you're like a mouse collector, this is a pretty rare bird. You'd have to probably buy this from somebody that bought it. But again, I don't know why you would do that. Just get the one on AliExpress. It's available. It's on, like I said, it's on the way, so I should have it maybe next week, probably end of next week, and I'll definitely compare it to this. Sorry, it's late here for me. Um, if there's any more questions, I'll be happy to ask. If not, I'll go ahead and cut this stream short. I also have a keyboard coming, which I don't usually look at keyboards. I know that the Holo Effect keyboards are popular right now, and I've got one that's only like, I think it's like 70, $80. It's pretty cheap, and it has Holo Effect switches on it, so it could be a budget option for people who can't afford, the 150, 250, $350 for those keyboards. So I'll be checking that out in the next couple weeks. And there's a few other mice coming too down the road. Oh, and I do have the Pulsar X Lite V3. I've had the eSport edition for a while, but I actually don't have the regular X Lite V3. Other than I do have a pre-release copy. Um, I was hoping with the beta testing of that mouse, but the final version is a lot nicer. It looks like so they made a bunch of changes from our suggestions, and I actually have all the different X Lite except for the original corded one, and I'm gonna do a video just comparing uh, from the very first X Lite V1 all the way to the V3 for anybody interested in that. Um, anyways, I guess that's about it. And maybe I'll do another stream this weekend and hopefully get out a video. Um, I definitely have a couple that I'm working on right now. One more question. Hello, the shape of the Aztec similar to? The Aztec is just like the M600 by the same company, and it's exactly like the X3. And it's very similar to the, not exactly the same, but it is similar to the um, Lamzu Maya. I'd say it's like 90% the same. Now, like I said, the Aztec only supports 1K, and the uh, the X3 4K obviously has supports 4K. Um, they're about the same price. I think the Aztec might have been $1 cheaper. I do like the look of the Aztec a little bit better. The bottom looks cool, and actually, I haven't taken off the. Oh, I don't like the fact that it has black skates. I don't know why, but black PTFE skates always seem to perform worse. They're always a little bit slower. Yeah, it definitely feels a little bit slower than the white ones on the Attack Shark. But again, they're exactly the same. So there should be, I believe there's lots of skates for the X3. So um, you can always, there's even glass skates for the M600. If you have the M600, it came with glass skates. So I didn't use mine, so I have those also. So you could put them on there, and of course you can use dot skates. The side buttons on the Aztecs, yes, they are clear. It's kind of a smoky. Uh, it's a smoky kind of clear. It also, the bottom is also um, is kind of, it's hard to tell on the camera, but the bottom is also kind of a smoky clear also, which is obviously different than the solid black on the X3 4K. Now, the unfortunately the X3 4K does have kind of a glossy side buttons, which I know a lot of people don't like because they are a little bit slippery. I know most people prefer matte, and these are also glossy. So if you don't like glossy buttons, you're not gonna like these probably. Uh, I know some people put little bits of universal grip tape on there, but they've never bothered me personally. But I know some people that's like a huge no no. I will say the BeastX side buttons um, on the glossy version are not glossy on the side buttons. They feel the same on the matte version of the uh, BeastX Mini. Yeah, if I really wish this MetaPanda was just a hair lighter and supported 4K and had maybe some bigger skates, but shape wise, the Dave uh, and the Model D full size, have always been just a hair too big for my hands, and this one fits just perfect. So you can kind of see here. Move some of this stuff out of the way. You can see the Dave's a little bit taller. kind of hard to tell, but uh, the Death Adder is also taller on the hump. Curve is about the same. Uh, the Death Adder definitely has better skates, and it has bigger side buttons, but these side buttons are plenty big. And then, of course, the DPI button on the Death Adder is down on the bottom, and this one's on the top. And then I've also got the Glorious D2 Pro, which is also a bigger mouse. Also a little bit taller. Definitely, though, a good budget uh, ergonomic option because there's really not a lot. There is a few others from a couple different brands that I noticed that I'll be probably checking out in the next month or two, and those also have Neuralink. So there's definitely a couple good, interesting looking ergonomic options on the low end cost that'll be coming out in the next month or two. So I'll definitely check those out. So if you are in the market for a cheap Argo, definitely keep following my Twitter feed because I don't always do the live streams, but I definitely always post pictures and comparisons and do a little write up for each mouse on Twitter. And sometimes I might do a little bit more in depth one on Reddit, but if you search Gen 3D Tech, you'll definitely find my stuff there. Well, one more. TacShark X3 4K and the Phylina S450 4K are the dongles included in the two. Yes, they are. So the TacShark has a nano receiver, which is why I think it's Neuralink because Neuralink's the only nano receiver I've seen that can do 4K. And it claims to do 8K plugged in with the wire. The S450 4K comes with this dongle adapter, which is exactly like the A5 uh, dongle, the Machos. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, but the A5 Pro. Now, you might be if you have that mouse, you might be able to use this, but I don't know why you would because it comes with it. They don't charge you extra, and it's also paired automatically out of the box. So that's always nice because sometimes pairing these things with you got to find the right software, and then there's different key combinations. It's a pain in the butt sometimes. The 4K. Uh, I haven't tested this. I haven't tested this the Attack Shark on the polling tester yet because I literally just took it out of the box. But the two other Neuralink mice that I have, um, I've checked it on the mouse tester, and um, it pretty much is right on par. So I'm not seeing anything weird. You're getting almost no mouse that claims 4K actually gets over 4,000. It's usually it's somewhere between 3,500 and 4,000, averaging around 37, 38. And the other two Neuralink were performing really well, and they claim less than a half a millisecond latency, but I don't have an LDAT just yet. I may have an NVIDIA LDAT later this year, I'm definitely working that right now, and um, I've been told maybe. So, and if I get that, I'll probably go through and just test a ton of mice. And if you see my channel, you know that I have somewhere between 150 and 200 wireless mice. So I'd love to go through all of them and test them if I could. So far, I haven't had an issue with Neuralink, and it does really well on the battery life. So um, Neuralink also you should see it also on wireless keyboards and controllers and all kinds of devices, because it's basically like Bluetooth but high speed. So over the next year or two, you'll probably see a ton of Neuralink devices. Now it may be called something else because I think they're licensing it. So, but if you see a nano receiver and it does 4K, it's most likely Neuralink technology, because I haven't seen any nano receiver that can do 4K uh, that isn't Neuralink. Now, maybe there is something, but if it is, it's like nobody's announced it officially. All right. Any more questions? If not, I'm going to put this stuff away and maybe game for about 30 minutes on some of these new mice, and then probably hit the sack. All right. Well, thanks for everyone who attended, and thanks for anybody who watches this on YouTube as a recording. And keep checking back. I'll have more reviews, and not just live streams. I got some reviews coming up. All right. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Later.